All right, picture this. You've been planning this trip for weeks. The car's almost packed, the anticipation is building, and the one thing that's going to make this whole adventure perfect, you're bringing your best friend with you. I mean, is there anything better? That feeling of pure joy starting a brand new journey together. It's just awesome. But, a really great trip is also a safe trip. And that's exactly what we're going to make sure of today. Because let's be real, travel can throw you some curveballs. What happens if your pup gets carsick all over the backseat or gets super anxious in a new hotel room? What if an official asks for some obscure piece of paperwork you've never even heard of? Yeah, a fun trip can turn into a headache, and fast, if you're not ready for it. But hey, don't you worry, I've got your back. In the next few minutes, I'm going to give you my personal, vet-approved checklist for safe and totally stress-free travel. We're going to cover everything from car safety to what exactly needs to go in your pet's suitcase. By the end of this, you'll be all set for an amazing adventure. Okay, a smooth trip is all about what you do before you go. So let's lay down the foundation for total peace of mind. It really comes down to 3 super important things: a quick trip to the vet, getting your paperwork straight, and doing a quick double check on their ID. Let's dig into each one. Seriously, taking care of these things now can save you from a world of hurt later. That vet visit, it's not just checking a box, it's making sure your pet is actually fit for the stress of travel. And that health certificate, think of it like their passport. It's a must-have for most airlines, but, and this is a big one, it's usually only good for about 10 days, so timing is everything. And last but not least, that little microchip, that's their ticket home if you get separated. So please, make sure your contact info is up to date, and of course, make sure your cell phone number is easy to read on their collar tag. All right, prep work is done. Now for the main event, the actual trip. Whether it's a road trip or a flight, their safety on the move is priority number 1. So for car travel, the biggest rule is simple. They can't just roam free. A secured crate or a good crash-tested harness keeps them from flying forward if you have to slam on the brakes. It protects them, and it protects you. Now, flying is a whole different ballgame. You absolutely have to check the airline's specific rules. We're talking carrier size, breed blackouts, and especially the temperature. They won't fly pets if it's too hot or too cold, and that's 100% for your pet's well-being. And that brings us to maybe the single most important piece of travel gear, the carrier. This is non-negotiable, folks. It has to be sturdy, have good ventilation, and be big enough for them to stand up and turn around in. This isn't a cage. It's their own little private, safe space for the journey. Okay, let's talk about something I see all the time: heads out the window. I get it. They love it, the wind in their fur, but it's a huge no-no. And it's not just about them jumping out. Think about all the tiny bits of gravel and debris that get kicked up by tires. That stuff can cause some serious damage to their eyes, ears, or nose. So, as fun as it looks, you gotta keep them safely inside. And what about that dreaded motion sickness? Ugh. It's basically when their brain gets all mixed up between what their eyes see and what their body feels. But here's a super simple tip to help prevent it. Don't let them travel on a full stomach. A small, light meal about 3 or 4 hours before you hit the road is usually the sweet spot. Okay, let's talk packing. Yep, your pet needs a suitcase too. We want to pack all the essentials to keep them happy, healthy, and feeling right at home. First up, health and safety. You've got to have all their current meds, and I always say pack a few extra doses, just in case. A little first aid kit is a must, with gauze, antiseptic, that kind of thing. And please keep your vet's number and their Remedies certificate somewhere you can grab it easily, not stuffed in the bottom of a bag. Okay, now for the comfort stuff. This is so important. A trip is not the time to switch up their food, so bring enough from home. And here's a little pro tip: pack some bottled water. Sometimes different water can upset their stomach. And, of course, bring that one favorite toy or that old smelly blanket. The scent of home is incredibly comforting for them. Hooray! You've arrived! High fives all around. But our job isn't done yet. Making sure your home away from home is safe is just as critical as the journey to get there. This quote from Dr. Wooten is something every pet owner needs to hear. The absolute worst time to look for an emergency vet is when you're in the middle of an actual emergency. A few minutes of research ahead of time could literally save their life. So here are 3 things to do as soon as you walk in the door. 1, create a little safe zone for them. Put their bed, a water bowl, and a toy in a quiet corner. 2, before you do anything else, find the local 24/7 emergency vet. Put the address and number right into your phone.
And 3, stick to their routine as much as possible. Same walk times, same feeding times. That predictability is pure gold for them. Now, even when we do everything right, some pets just find travel stressful. It's so important that we know how to read their body language so we can help them out when they're feeling overwhelmed.
A really common first sign of stress? Panting. And I mean panting when it's not hot out and they haven't been exercising. That's a huge clue that they might be feeling anxious.
But keep an eye out for other things too, like are they pacing back and forth and can't relax? Are they hiding, whining? Maybe they don't want to eat, or you see them shaking or drooling a lot. Those are all signs your pet is saying, hey, I need a little help here. So what do? Well, the number one thing is for you to be calm. They feed off our energy, you know? You can also try things like those calming pheromone sprays, or just give them some quiet time in that safe zone we set up. Let them decompress. And hey, if you already know your pet gets anxious, have a chat with your vet before the trip. There are great options that can help.
Wow, we've covered a lot, right? From vet checks to packing lists. But if you take away only one thing from our little chat today, I want it to be this. That's it, right there. A great trip with your pet isn't just about the fun destination. It's about all the thoughtful prep you do beforehand. That's what turns a trip from stressful to an absolutely amazing adventure you'll both remember forever. Remember, this information is for educational purposes and is not a substitute for professional veterinary advice. If you have any concerns about your pet's health, please consult with your certified veterinarian. They are your best resource for ensuring your companion lives a long, happy, and healthy life.